great to meet you guys. Are you having fun at Comic-Con?
We are.
This is kind of a highlight of the year. Some of us get to take our kids, and
some of us spend too much money.
One of
buy too many things.
One of us buys too many things.
Manny was going to give me a lift home.
So he doesn't have room?
in his car.
He has to ride on the luggage rack.
You guys go back to LA because I could use.
I'm going back to Oregon, but yeah.
He has to ride with a stack of comics on his lap.
And a mannequin of Spider-Man.
Right.
So this is like kind of your mecca then.
Oh yeah, it is for me. Yes, unfortunately. Yeah. And I haven't been in 3 years, so I needed to stock up.
Oh, and it's changed a lot in 3 years. Has it grown a lot?
I didn't think it could get bigger.
I know, right?
And then I was walking up, and parking lots 2 blocks away.
It seems better though. It's arranged better. The registration move, I think helps. Where they put it, it seems a little more organized. Actually.
Yeah, they keep talking about moving it from here, and I'm like, oh, please don't, because it's going to be like starting. I don't know.
LA.
I mean,
there's something charming about San Diego and San Diego kind of owning Comic-Con that would be.
And San Diego's so welcoming, and all the businesses, and it's like they move it, and it's going. They move WonderCon, and when they moved WonderCon to Anaheim, I was there that first year, and I hadn't gone before, but I just know it was a nightmare that first year. But it's just like starting over again. So anyway, congratulations on this.
Thank you.
Can you guys talk a little bit about? People really have an appetite for this, and they still want, even after the original, they really want the content and want the stories again. What is it about this particular show?
I think it's twofold. Telling stories in real time is still a unique thing that only we have done, and it has a unique energy and a unique tension. And I think there's some, people want a hero. People like to see a hero who believes in a set of values in this country, and but maybe isn't down the middle and boring, and I don't think that appetite ever goes away.
Can you talk about your cast and how they came to be?
Well, I mean, the biggest challenge for us when we wrote the script was how do we find this lead? A young guy who is going to be, who has to have charisma and is magnetic, but has to, be able to do action and someone who lets us in. And fortunately, Evan's wife, who was also the casting director, saw Compton and immediately came out and said, I have your guy. And we...
Straight out of Compton.
Straight out of Compton, right. Not the city of Compton.
Right.
Straight out of Compton, the movie. And said, and we immediately saw him, and it was just like, oh my gosh, that's the guy. And even more miraculous, he read the script and said yes immediately. So there was actually,
and that was that.
So it was one of those things where you're anticipating a long process, and it happened like that.
And it was really, and it was important, to find someone who was young. I mean, because that's part of the character. I mean, the idea that this is a guy
idealistic.
Yeah. I mean, it's really like in some ways it's an origin story. I mean, this is really,
it really is.
And Corey was
he's not
magnificent fun.
I mean, Jack Bauer, when we met him, was basically the running CTU. He was in espionage basically. He was a counterterrorist agent. This guy is not. He is a soldier. He's a grunt. He doesn't know the worlds of politics and what goes on behind the scenes. He just knows where to pull the trigger, and his wits. But so he's going to be, it's a guy who's basically believed in black and white for his whole life, but is going to be, kind of schooled in what goes on behind the scenes, and it's a lot darker and more dangerous than you ever imagined.
I know fans really love the action. It's kind of like watching a mini movie.
Yes.
Each week, and so, which is fun, You see a little more of that on TV, but at the time, back then, you definitely didn't see as much as you do now. How challenging is that?
I think action is actually to me. I don't know if you guys agree. It's a challenging word. The show is really suspenseful. If you go back to that first year,
there's actually not that much action in the show.
It is. And as the show grew, it tended to be a little more kinetic than it started out. But nonetheless, all the action was very and it's important. It's not about explosions. It's not about car chases. It's about point of view and about engaging with the characters who are inside the action. So I think and we're very assiduous about that. We don't just think it's about blowing up buildings.
Right. We don't just blow up things every 20 minutes like in a movie. That being said,
that's good, though.
we're big believers in story and story generated by character. That being said, there's a lot of action in the show.
Right.
It won't disappoint people who want.
Yeah.
But it really the show is about the characters, has always been, and when those characters don't deliver, then the show doesn't deliver.
It's a suspense thriller. It's really what it is.
Which is so fantastic. I love that's like my favorite genre. So Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have fun.